Land Commission Chair Mohammed Swazuri was today put to task over a 3.2 billion shilling suspicious compensation of a private company for land on which 2 Nairobi schools stand. The Senate's Public Investment Committee demanded to know why the ownership of the land changed twice before a down payment of 1.5 billion shillings was made. Hassan Mugambi tells us more.
After failing to provide convincing answers to a parliamentary committee last week, it was the turn of the Senate's Public Investment Committee to seek answers on the payment of 1.5 billion shillings, which is part of 3.3 billion payment for a 96-acre piece of land on which Ruaraka High School and Drive-In Primary School sit. NLC Chair Mohammed Swazuri finding himself in trouble before the Mithika Linturi-led Public Investment Committee that says the government was overcharged on the Commission's advice.
There's a private valuer, gives a valuation of 1.7 billion, and then you are acquiring the same land at 3.2 billion.
And that 1.7 was for 4 acres, which translates to about 350 million per acre. That is what they feel. And that is what happens every time we are doing valuations.
What was puzzling, though, was that the 2 schools have occupied the land since 1984, yet it was being claimed by 3 private firms. The original ownership of the land was questioned as the land was found to belong to Joreth Company, which got into a contract with NLC to receive the compensation amount. Joreth later transferred the ownership of the land to Africom Imports and Exports Limited before the latter handed the ownership to Whispering Palms Limited, which finally received a down payment of 1.5 billion from the National Lands Commission.
This land originally, did it belong to Nairobi City Council? Or did it belong to an individual owner? Where did these 3 companies acquire this land from?
What explanation did you find or do you get why Joreth could not be paid and you are to pay Whispering Palms?
And the registered owner may request for someone else, may assign someone else to be acquired. So when we look at the Africom Export duly requested the Commission to pay Whispering Palms.
Linturi slapping the directors of the 3 companies, Justin Mburu, Franklin Mburu and Mungai Mburu, with a fine for snubbing summons to appear before each Tuesday morning.
Before the 17th of April, when the state agencies, including the Inspector General of Police, will have ensured their appearance before this committee, that the same people pay 500,000 shillings to the Senate Accounts Office.
The PIC chair also rejected an apology by Lands Cabinet Secretary Farida Karonei, who was said to have other engagements at Ardhi House.
The invitation to the ministry was for the CS and not the Principal Secretary, Dr. Nicholas Muragori. I think the CS can speak for herself.
Karonei is expected to appear before the committee on the 17th of April. The committee has also summoned Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, who sanctioned the acquisition during his tenure at the Education Ministry. Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.